Guys, welcome into another 2022 NFL mock draft full strategy, and this is a 10-team 1-point PPR league, and I do have the number 1 overall pick again. Guys, yesterday I did a 12-team league. Now I'm doing the 10-teamer, and if you've got, let me just say this, if you've got the number 1 overall pick, I think the draft sets up great for you. If you can get Jonathan Taylor and then on the back end of the second round, get Cam Akers like I did in a 12-team league yesterday, the 10-team format, it makes it a lot easier. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't play 10-team leagues normally unless there's some kind of weird roster construction where you got to have like 2 starting quarterbacks or something. But I do know 10-team is like the most popular, so I figured I would do a strategy here. And obviously, we're going to be taking Jonathan Taylor, very young, superstar running back, almost won the MVP last year. I am not concerned about workload. You know, last year was really only his first major season anyways. And again, guys, when it comes to the second round, I'm looking at someone like Cam Akers to pair with Jonathan Taylor in this 10-team league. You know, I'll have the 20th pick and I'll have the 21st pick. Yesterday, I took Cam Akers and Travis Kelce. Today, I might do the exact same thing. Travis Kelce is great value, guys. In my opinion, he is. Travis Kelce. I mean, Kelce, you know, tight end, it's whatever, but it even gets better with 10-team leagues because you really don't have to worry about, you know, drafting 2 running backs in the first 2 rounds because 10-team leagues, there's just so many players available. It makes it so easy. All right, guys, we're coming up on my picks. Another quick thing to note, if you are drafting first overall, you're going to be constantly drafting back-to-back. So as we're coming up on my pick, I'm thinking about 2 guys that I want to draft. And at this point, I'm really targeting Cam Akers. I would love to see Javonte Williams. You know, if Akers goes, I'll take him. And then I also am looking at Travis Kelce. So those are the main guys I'm targeting. I'm not expecting, there goes Swift. That's a good pick. By the way, Alvin Kamara, there's no way I'm drafting him that early. First of all, he was on one of my lists where I would stay away from him. He's got the suspension. He only averaged, 3.5 yards per carry last year. I think the Saints are going to go away from giving him the ball, and he's had big workload, so he might get injured. Fournette is another guy I'm staying away from. He's a guy that has got a lot of tread on his tires from college at LSU. The Jaguars, he had a really good year last year, and he is an underrated pass catcher, but a second-round value is tough. So Williams ends up going. That's totally fine. This is an obvious pick for me. It's not even close. It is Cam Akers, guys. Do not draft James Conner. Please do not draft James Conner. And then I have this pick as well. And I am going to try, looking at all these guys, I'll take Travis Kelce. I'll do the exact same thing I did yesterday. Of course, this is a 10-team league, but looking at the other guys that were available, Aaron Jones, I don't think it's good value. He's kind of in like a committee with A.J. Dillon anyways. Saquon Barkley, it's a ticking time bomb. Now, in a 10-team league, I would be more willing to take a chance on Saquon. If Saquon plays 15 regular season games, he's an RB1, and it's great value early in the 3rd round in a 10-team league. But we've constantly seen him get injured. Like it's a consistent thing with Saquon, unfortunately, at this point. And I will have pick number 40. And, this is a situation where I am going to be targeting Jerry Jeudy again, and maybe another receiver. Yesterday, I picked Jerry Jeudy and Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, I do really like Michael Thomas. I don't know what his target share is going to be like with Chris Olave there now. But he was a superstar when he was healthy. DJ Moore is another guy, really good player. But if I'm drafting first overall, I'm just not going to get DJ Moore. The reason I'm drafting Kelce in front of Mark Andrews, Kelce has a better track record. Also, with Tyreek Hill gone, I think Kelce could get a few more touchdowns, a few more targets. And another quick thing to note with Mark Andrews, Andrews' stats were actually worse with Lamar Jackson than without him, because Lamar got hurt last year. We know Lamar loves to run. So without Lamar, Mark Andrews actually had a higher target share. So that's just something to note. And guys, I mean, my track record with fantasy is amazing. Last year, I told people to draft Jamar Chase. I told people to draft Amon-Ra. You know, I had a league with my fans. They'll tell you this. I mean, my team was just ridiculous last year. So, you know, it's right in front of you. You just got to see it. And if you have the number 1 overall pick, you know, normally people don't like the number 1 overall pick, but there's great value in it. These guys are taking forever. This always happens. It's 3 hours, all of these dudes. Come on, man. Who did he pick? Yeah, do not pick Mike Evans. Please do not pick Mike Evans. Nick Chubb late in the 3rd round. That's good value. I love that value late in the 3rd round. But again, it's a 10-team league. You know, it's one of those things. I mean, this is just ridiculous, man. There we go. Jalen Waddle. 10-team leagues are crazy. Keenan Allen goes with the last pick in the 3rd round. Do not draft Zeke. Please, whatever you do not pick Zeke. I always have to say that. J.K. Dobbins. It'll be J.K. Dobbins. The only worry I have with J.K. is Lamar Jackson stealing rushing touchdowns because he's going to run a bit. Also, what does the timeshare look like with Gus Edwards? But if you're drafting him in the 4th round, that's unbelievable value. Breece Hall, I would be fine with taking as well. Terry McLaurin, stud. If I can get Terry, I'll take him. I will take him. And then, you know, should I draft Josh Allen? Realistically, guys, in a 10-team league, you can be more aggressive with quarterbacks. Normally, I am one of those people where I'm just not interested in drafting quarterbacks early. Like Josh Allen, I don't even know if it'd be good value. Like, I could get Jalen Hurts in the 7th round, and he's probably going to put up comparable stats because Jalen Hurts just gets crazy rushing yards. But this, coming up on my pick, if Breece Hall is available, I'll draft him. I don't think he'll be available. A.J. Brown, I don't love that value. You've got Devontae Smith there, you've got Dallas Goedert, and you've got Jalen Hurts, who really doesn't facilitate a ton of yards, you know. Travis Etienne's a good pick. If Terry's available, I'll take him. I will take Terry, and then I'll probably take... All right, he ended up getting picked. So this is an interesting situation for me. I love Jerry Jeudy. Let me just look. Jacobs, Deontay Johnson, I'm not interested. The quarterback situation scares me. Jacobs, no thanks. Gibson, no thanks. Allen, it's not worth it. DK Metcalf is really intriguing. You know what? I might go Amon-Ra and Jeudy. Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll go Amon-Ra and Jerry Jeudy. So Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get a crazy target share. He was one of my major sleepers last year. I'll talk about Jerry Jeudy in a second, but Amon-Ra St. Brown in a PPR league. Jared Goff, he can facilitate decent fantasy seasons. He's not horrible. It's not like Jared Goff's Sam Darnold. So Amon-Ra, the last 6 weeks of last year as a rookie was great. People may be a little bit concerned. Jameson Williams, I think DJ Chark is there. But guys, Jameson Williams is actually going to be out the first 6 or 7 weeks, I think, recovering from that ACL injury he had. So that's why I'm fine with taking Amon-Ra. And then Jerry Jeudy. You want to have Jerry Jeudy in every draft. He was an absolute stud at Alabama. The only issue is his rookie year he's playing with Drew Lock. His second year he's playing with Drew Lock, and he gets injured. So the only issue for Jerry Jeudy in the NFL has been QB play and injury. He's healthy, and he's got Russell Wilson now. People could say maybe his target share with Cortland Sutton. I think he's going to be the number 1 receiver. I'm expecting 1,000 yards and maybe 9 or 10 touchdowns. What great, oh my good. You know what? Maybe I should have waited on tight end till round 6. If Darren Waller and Kittle are both here, I might just take Michael Thomas for my flex. 10-team leagues are crazy, man. They're crazy. Imagine I get Mahomes and Michael Thomas next. Just take Mahomes to be funny. Chris Godwin is great value, too. This is why I recommend, if you have legitimate knowledge and you're doing a friend league, you want to do the 12-team league. It may not seem like a big difference, 10-team versus 12-team, but it is. I mean, this is just, there's so many guys still available. One guy I would not recommend taking is Brandon Cooks although maybe garbage time, but still, I'm not interested in Brandon Cooks. Waller, late in the 5th round. I mean, I thought I could have gotten him for better value. Antonio Gibson, I'm still not interested in, even in the 5th round. late in the 5th round. Herbert, that's a bad pick. That is just a bad pick. Coming up on my pick overall, really, if DK Metcalf is available, I might have to. Same with Chris Godwin. Like, there's a few guys I might just have to take him based on value. And then Michael Thomas as well would be my other pick. Yeah, that's probably where I'm looking at right now. Why are you taking Mooney and Hollywood Brown in front of DK? In front of Godwin, I don't know. Although it is interesting with Tampa Bay, I wonder what Julio Jones' target share is going to look like. It could, like, the thing with Godwin, there's just so many receivers in that offense. They've got Russell Gage, too. They've got so many. Come on, man. I keep trying to fill time, and these people just take 3 years to make a pick. Dude, it's not life or death. He's not even at his computer. He's not at his computer, is he? No, he's not. Unbelievable. And he took DK Metcalf. That's great. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking Michael Thomas here. Michael Thomas is going to be one of my picks, and then Godwin's going to get taken by the AI. Sutton gets picked. I probably should take a running back here. I would say with my other pick, I take a running back. Let's see who he picks. Godwin is I probably want Michael Thomas over Godwin. I just don't like the target share. I feel like Michael Thomas is going to come back. He's got that big contract. He wants to prove himself. I am buying Michael Thomas, guys, as like a value play. I know a lot of people got burned by him the past 2 years. I totally get it. But I also think that could devalue him in terms of fantasy, and then he comes back and plays really well. All these other guys like Gabriel Davis, no way. Amari Cooper is going to be unplayable with Brissett starting. Hawkinson, that is... So I could get Chris Godwin here. I would like to take another running back, though. I'm taking Thomas. Let me look at the running backs available really quickly. Running backs, do I go Patterson based on value? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Ooh, let's take a look at the QPs. Lamar, Kyler Murray. Maybe I'll go Lamar. I mean, realistically, I feel like I should just take value. Chris Godwin, I have to take him. It's value. I have to take Chris Godwin. It is value. I do have a lot of receivers now, but I will definitely be taking Tony Pollard. That's another guy I love. All right, you know what? Maybe I draft Clyde Edwards. It looks like the only other major running back there is Ronald Jones. Maybe I go Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That was a good pick. He picked Tony Pollard. So I do like Tony Pollard a lot. I'll be honest with you guys. That was a solid pick, and Hurts got picked. So with the quarterback, I'm just going to take Trey Lance then, more than likely. With 10-team leagues with QBs, you could literally wait until the last picks, take Deshaun Watson, stash him on your bench, and just play the matchups until Watson is done with his suspension. But I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the best value play for me. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets picked, I'll take Kenneth Walker. I might actually just take Kenneth Walker anyways. Yeah, between Penny and Kenneth Walker, Walker has way more upside as being the rookie. They're going to be in a committee, and Penny may get more carries early in the season, but Walker, I think, with Seattle and where they're going to be at, Allen Lazard, that is not a good pick, man, at all. Tom Brady would be my auto pick. I am not picking him. So just for running back depth, if I need a run, I am going to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would have drafted Pollard over him, but that person made a really good pick with Tony Pollard. And then I will be taking Kenneth Walker to solidify that running back depth right there. And you guys can see. So now I have 4 running backs, 4 receivers. Still need a quarterback, but I'm probably just going to be looking at best available. So I have 4 bench spots left. And at this point, it's kind of no man's land. Realistically, I'm not a fan. Maybe Stevenson. I wonder if let me look if Matson is available at this time. Did Matson get taken? Wow. So guys, this is just a quick thing. Alexander Matson, it's strictly a handcuff. You need Dalvin Cook to get injured, but it's a situation where if Dalvin Cook gets injured, Alexander Matson is literally an RB1. Like, I'm fine with taking him. When I look at my depth and my receivers, I've got Godwin. I've already got my flex as a receiver. I've got 2 running backs. I'm fine with taking Alexander Matson right now. And we're going to go ahead and do that. so we get more running back depth. I also have another sleeper. So I have 3 bench spots left. I know who 2 of the bench spots are going to be. I might just take Trey Lance right now. Yeah, that's fine. So the reason I always take Trey Lance, the rushing ability, it's going to be crazy. I think you're perfectly fine taking Trey Lance. So see, Deshaun Watson is... That's why these 10-team leagues are so crazy. I could theoretically just take Deshaun Watson as well. And if Trey Lance turns out to be a bust, which I don't think he will. Like, even if Trey Lance doesn't play well in real life, he's going to have fantasy value. It's the same thing that happened with Jalen Hurts last year. Was Jalen Hurts that good of a quarterback? No. In real life, no. But fantasy, he was a franchise quarterback because of the rushing. So that's what I'm expecting from Trey Lance. And I could go ahead and draft Deshaun Watson just as, kind of a situation where if Trey Lance doesn't play well or he's on his bye, I'm normally not a fan of using using a bench spot on a running back, on a quarterback, But you can see all these auto picks at this point. My strategy now, one of my bench spots might go to Deshaun Watson just to see it, although I do want to see best available. Yes, Steven, I wasn't interested in him anyways. A lot of these guys I'm not going to be looking at. I have 2 sleepers that I draft every single draft, every time. Tyler Algier, who I'm going to take right now, who I think by week 10, it's just a total steal. And then my receiver sleeper that I always draft is David Bell. These are assets that we can take in the back end of our drafts, and then, by week 10 or week 11, they're both rookies. I would be starting them possibly every week based off of, Algier with the Atlanta Falcons. We know the Falcons are not going to be good. They're going to, the Atlanta Falcons' number 1 running back right now on their roster is Cordero Patterson. Do we really think Cordero is going to be getting 20 carries a game? We can see how this is going. Sky Moore. That's actually decent value for Sky Moore in that offense. Landry, I'm not liking that value. I don't think Landry's going to do much at all, personally. So I'm going to go ahead and take... Oh, McKinnon is still with Kansas City. That's annoying. I'm going to take my 2 sleepers right here. Really, I could just take... I know what I'm going to do. So, come on, man. Jesus. So, we do this... We do one of these. We go draft Deshaun Watson as insurance. And then I am going to draft David Bell with my last bench spot. And then I need a kicker and a defense. And then that'll round out my draft. And the flexibility on this team overall is pretty crazy. You've got... Well, I guess I'll do a review at the end of it. I don't understand. Why are we taking 30 seconds? We're on round 14 of a mock draft in July. Let's just pick someone, man. It's not that serious. Guys, I am coming up on my final 3 picks, and I am just going to go ahead and draft David Bell and then a kicker, defense. And, these people, man, is it really this serious? It's every time, man. I don't get it. We're on round 14. This is a mock draft that is not getting saved. It's July. Just pick someone, dude. It's a bench spot in a mock draft that's not getting saved. He might not even be at his computer. Oh, my God. All right. He ended up taking the Commanders' defense. We're going to draft David Bell, and then we will go to a defensive position and go ahead and take the 49ers. Guys, normally with defenses, it's just a week-by-week thing. Who has the best matchups? Maybe. But if I actually get into a league where I am playing for money, I will actually kind of do research and find a team that I think has an underrated defense that has first 4 or 5 weeks really good matchups, and I'll actually do more research in it. But because we're so early into the mock draft season, it's not even August, I just kind of pick a random defense when I'm doing these mock drafts, honestly. But when it gets serious, the strategy I will deploy once it gets towards the back end of the rounds, I will try and align a defense that I think is going to be really good. They have, really good matchups the first 4 or 5 weeks, aka they face really bad offenses, and you can kind of set it up and get really favorable matchups early in the season. Of course, I remember back in 2013, I remember being in drafts. You guys remember the Legion of Boom, and people would draft that defense in like the 7th round. I've never seen a defense go that high as the Legion of Boom in like 2013. People were taking that defense. It just makes no sense. It makes no logical sense. But we actually have to draft a kicker now. So with the kickers, you just want to draft somebody that's preferably in a dome, in good weather. They've got a good matchup. It's expected to be a high-scoring game. You can drop them, constantly. So normally it's like Ryan Suckup, whatever, that Buccaneers offense. They're going to be scoring a lot. But it just depends. Any of these guys, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And I'll end up drafting him. So this is my overall team. I'll review it. This is a 10-team league, full PPR, 1-point PPR, which is standard. So, number 1 overall pick, we don't overcomplicate it. We take Jonathan Taylor. We pair him with Cam Akers. I think that's a very elite running back tandem. Decided to go with Travis Kelce. I think he's great value. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jerry Jeudy, my 2 receivers. Amon-Ra, unbelievable second half of last year. He should build on it. They should be down in a lot of games, so he'll get a lot of targets. PPR God. Jerry Jeudy, absolute breakout year incoming. Michael Thomas, that's kind of a little bit of a risk that you can take a chance on because I also do have Chris Godwin. I can maybe even play that matchup based, maybe put Godwin in there when he has a good matchup. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, more of a depth piece that I drafted because I couldn't get Tony Pollard. Kenneth Walker, that's a later in the season asset, where he's going to be in a committee, it's whatever. Alexander Mattison, I just love the idea. If an injury happens to Dalvin Cook, he is an RB1, no questions asked. He's proven it the last 2 or 3 years. Great value. Stash him on your bench. If you have to drop him, but great value there. Trey Lance, that's the quarterback, Tyler Algier, my number 1 running back sleeper, but you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to stash him for a while. Deshaun Watson, with this being a 10-team league, you can take another quarterback. And let's just say Trey Lance is a bust. Let's say Trey Lance has a bye week. Deshaun Watson is a superstar QB that you can play. David Bell, love him as a sleeper later in the season. When Deshaun Watson gets back, David Bell should be the Browns' number 2 receiver. He should be a PPR machine. And then the kicker defense, it's interchangeable at this point. But that is my overall team. If you have the number 1 overall pick, I love the strategy of going Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, Travis Kelce. You've got the number 1 overall pick. Then you've got pick number 20 and 21. Yesterday, I had a 12-team league, and I was still actually able to get Taylor, Akers, and Kelce. Now, if you're playing with pros, there is no way in a 12-team league Akers will be available with the last pick of the 2nd round. So instead of that, you're going to have to, pick someone else, but I love that idea, especially in a 10-team league. Taylor, Akers, and Kelce should all be available, stacking those 3, and then you have the choice of receivers. You could take someone like DK Metcalf. Of course, the issue with DK is the quarterback situation with Seattle right now, so that could be a problem. That's why I actually value Jerry Jeudy above DK Metcalf, with him being, Russell Wilson going to Denver at this point. So, guys, that's my overall team for the 10-team mock draft. That is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.